If Trey Gowdy's now here today, you were there back in 2017. I'm going to roll a clip of you leading a hearing with John Brennan. And you were asking him at the time about the intelligence assessment, which includes a lot of information. Steele dossier, presidential daily briefing, a lot of that, okay? Here's how the exchange went. This is where you believe that Brennan was not telling the truth.
Did the CIA rely on it?
No.
Why not?
Because we didn't. It wasn't part of the corpus of intelligence information that we had. It was not in any way used as a basis for the intelligence community assessment that was done. It was not.
So your position, I want you to explain that, give us context for our viewers and why that's important today, looking back 8-9 years. But you believe what we heard yesterday was nothing new. Andy McCarthy says he wrote a book about all this stuff. You say it was just new to others. Give us the context for what we all went through yesterday. Go, Trey.
Well, the folks on the House Intel Committee, I mean, you just referenced the 2017 report that was authored by Devin Nunes. He was the chair. Kash Patel was involved. John Ratcliffe later was involved. We already knew everything that the rest of the world learned yesterday. It's just classified. So when I asked Brennan, did you rely on this Steele dossier or other false information in court pleadings? We didn't play that clip, but I asked him the question, court pleadings. What I was getting at was FISA applications and the ICA. So we knew that he was lying then. I mean, that was 8 years ago. So I'm glad that the rest of the world knows that, but that's why we wrote the report in 2017. One other thing happened. Kudos to the CIA director, John Ratcliffe, who, when he was the DNI, he declassified Brennan's notes. You could tell then that John Brennan and other intelligence officials were in cahoots with Obama to put a cloud over Donald Trump's presidency. And guess what, Bill? They succeeded. They put a cloud over his first term, not just professionally, but also his personal life. Imagine having to go home and explain to your spouse, look, honey, they're alleging that I was in a Moscow hotel and I did some really, really gross things. I've never been to that hotel. I don't know what they're talking about. So they did it to undermine Trump. But we knew this in 2017, which is why we wrote the report.
Yeah, I get that now. James Clapper last night on CNN as to where this might go next. Watch here.
I take seriously when the President of the United States accuses me of being a participant in a treasonous conspiracy, which is ridiculous.
So what will you do if they come after you? What is your plan?
Well, I'll lawyer up, I suppose.
That's the directions we're going. Did you watch your colleague Jason Chaffetz yesterday here on Fox? He had his hair on fire.
No, sir.
Okay, I mean, rarely do you see Chaffetz this jacked up. And in a conversation with him, I wasn't aware of this, but the presidential daily briefing was available to Trump on November 15, 2016. It was not, however, available to him in December the following month. And during that briefing, it showed that Russia did not steal the election. Now, do you know if Trump saw that? Because if he did, the evidence would have been there for him and his team to see. But if they just skipped over a month, does that implicate President Obama directly? Take that question on.
Well, President Obama is already implicated. I mean, he was having routine meetings with Comey, Clapper, and Brennan. I mean, they knew how unreliable this information was. Bill, they knew that it was paid for by Hillary Clinton. So he didn't need a presidential daily briefing to know that this information was false. They literally, the FBI paid an informant that they fired and Christopher Steele to compile this information. They did it, Bill, to put a cloud over Donald Trump's presidency. And House Democrats and the media took it hook, line, and sinker, and they put a cloud over his first term. Less than 50 people have ever been elected president. Imagine the frustration of having your first term, having to fend off. And look, I was in the room when they all accused Trump's family members, his children-in-law, his closest friends of being in collusion with Russia, and there was never a stitch of evidence to support it. So Obama, Clapper, Brennan, Comey, Comey, they knew that. They did it to put a cloud over his
Got it.
presidency.
Okay,
The
a point
problem
taken on
is,
that, yeah.
It was 7 years ago.
That's right. Gabbard said, we have more coming. She's told Jesse this last night, and that would determine the path forward. What's next? What should we be on the lookout? What is coming?
Well, Obama has immunity. We learned that when the Supreme Court said presidents have immunity for official acts. So anyone who says that Barack Obama is going to be prosecuted needs to go back and read that opinion. As for Clapper, Comey, Brennan, we had him in 2017. You just played the clip. He lied to a congressional hearing. The time to prosecute him would have been before the statute of limitations had run. So whether or not they have additional lies, I don't know. I defer to DOJ. But like I said, this may be new to your listeners and your viewers. It's not new to those of us who are investigating.
All right, to be continued. I got a lot more questions, and we'll continue it then. Thank you, Trey. Nice to see you. All right, you got a book coming
Yes,
out.
sir.
We will talk about that soon, okay? I promise you. Thank you, Trey Gowdy,
Yes, sir.
with us today. 9 past the hour. To This Now, Columbus.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.